What is up, YouTube? AVI back with another video. Today we're going to be giving you a POV drive of my 2009 Audi R8, and we figure we'll just start on the outside, show you a couple of noteworthy things, then we'll get in the car and start driving. So as you guys will see, this is completely bone stock, no modifications done to either exterior, interior, or engine bay. One of the things I looked for when buying an Audi R8 is this carbon side blade right here. I love the way it looks. In 2008 they did not offer the carbon side blade, so the first year that did it was 2009. Here is the bone stock engine here that I was talking about. I do have the carbon fiber package, as I mentioned. So here we're looking at a 4.2 liter V8, not the V10. This engine produces 420 horsepower, but I really like the way that it sounds as you're driving. Obviously, being behind you in the driver's seat, it's completely different sound than some of those front engine cars. So let's we'll get in the car and we'll show you a quick startup and then drive. We'll start with the windows down, and then we will put the windows up as we get on highway speed so you can hear how it is while driving. All right, starting out, just this car has 13,599 miles. We will start in automatic non-sport mode, and you'll see that the shifts are, not as crisp as when they're in sport mode, and that's one of the main downfalls of this R-tronic transmission that people don't like. Is it is very laggy, and you do feel it. It's very sluggish, but I actually kind of don't mind it because you do feel like you're driving a manual car in automatic mode. So I want you to listen to the engine between like second and third gear. You'll hear a bunch of air being gulped up by this engine. So while driving, you'll notice this is a really comfortable place to be. Not many rattles. All the materials are super high quality. With the stock exhaust, it is really quiet unless you're in sport mode really getting on it. So I kind of like it if you're just driving around. It's not going to be super loud and obnoxious, which is the reason I've decided not to get an exhaust. I don't think it's needed. I think it's loud enough when you're in sport mode, getting on the like an on and on ramp, and we'll do that as well. I think it's the perfect amount of blend of engine noise but not being super crazy. So like I did mention, this is the V8, not the V10, so it is significantly, more subdued than the V10. It doesn't scream like the Huracan would with that V10 engine. Naturally aspirated, also no turbos, no superchargers. So this is as bone stock as you can find the 2009 R8. And you'll see we're in fifth gear. We're coming up to a stop sign, and it does kind of jolt you back being in automatic mode. Now we're in third. What's nice is right here it does show you what gear you're in. Just turn right here. It definitely gets up and goes in non-sport mode also. I'll say the car wants to go fast. It doesn't like to go slow because that's where you'll face the sluggishness of the transmission, the R-tronic transmission. We'll get on an on-ramp here. Let's see how it does at highway speeds. Let's go ahead and throw this thing in sport mode. So to do that, we just press this button right here. It's the only button right here that says sport. it'll illuminate, and then now we're in sport mode. So you'll see the shifts are much more, it definitely wants to hold those revs a lot higher. We'll roll up the windows now. And you'll hear it in the back. We're revving at 4,000 RPMs because it wants to just, it wants to go. Like I said, with the windows up, it's really not that loud. It's kind of perfect to me. I'm gonna pass this Kia. All right. One thing to note, we'll take the on-ramp here and watch the back wing will pop up at 65 miles an hour when you go over that. The handling is just incredible. It is so linear, the power, and it holds your revs. See, we're revving at 4,000 RPMs, 4,500 almost. It just wants to go, get us into the next gear. We're in 4th gear, right now going 60. It wants to get us into that 5th gear. But just cruising around here, we're at 3,500 RPMs going 65. You know, you would think you're in a Honda Civic. There's no noise unless you're really getting on the throttle here. We'll get off this exit. And you'll see we downshift. It does its perfect job. It's really just the lower gears that are sluggish. You'll see we're in first. It wants to go. Now we're in 2nd. You definitely do feel it. I'm sure you can see it in the camera motion. It does want to go though. Here's a takeoff. Of course, another red light coming up. You know, sport mode is definitely not for, you know, traffic driving like this. It's really meant for on ramp, on the highway, weaving in and out. You know, putting in sport mode in this low speeds, you'll definitely feel the transmission being slow. Another thing I'll mention is I am going to stay in automatic mode for this POV. We're going to do a full review of the R8 with the paddles and how that drives. So make sure to subscribe and check that out. But here we're going to get on this on ramp here. let me know in the comments below, what's the sound like to you? Is it too quiet? I actually think it's a perfect blend of sophisticated, but gives you enough noise to know you're not in, like, you know, an S5 or something. And coming from behind you, it's very interesting, the sound dynamic that you hear. So let me know in the comments, would you put an exhaust on this thing? And let me know in the comments on the R-Tronic. You know, I've heard a lot of you know, hate against it. Having owned one, I actually don't mind it. You know, I try to avoid sport mode in lower speed traffic, but I think it's, you know, it has its drawbacks for sure, but it's really not as bad as everyone says it is. You know, you can watch this thing, I'm not doing anything with the paddles. Watched it, drove from 5th to 4th, and it's really not that bad, especially when you're decelerating. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the POV. Let us know in the comments if you want to see anything in particular. You know, like we mentioned, we're going to be doing a full review of the R8, talking about what I like, what I don't like, a couple of unique features that it has. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and just like that, ABI out.